the day. Welcome to King William Ruleseverything Everything. You get your brand new Samsung Note 10 and you're in the house and you got no coverage. You have to go to the window, stand by the window, talk on the phone, go outside, use the phone. Or say you're at work and it doesn't work inside work, you have to go outside. It's kind of a big disappointment to spend all that money on a phone or have an existing phone and you can't use the darn thing because you have no coverage. So what you're going to want to do is get a cell phone repeater. And yes, these are legal. You can buy some more shady ones. You go to like some of the Chinese websites. I wouldn't do that. I mean, you're going to get it cheap. But, you know, I have had where the AT&T comes to your property saying, hey, we're getting some interference from your area. You know, they want to come and search for this device, and it's usually your rogue cell phone repeater. But for the most part, the new modern ones are all FCC certified, so they are legal, at least in the United States. And I bought probably over the last 8 or 9 years, probably about 100 of these things. So they do work and they're simple to install. Most of them are just plug and play. And we're going to take a look at one that actually has broken. And then kind of at the end, I'll kind of show what I do recommend. So let's take our brand new Note and put it over here. So a cell phone repeater, basically what it does is you have a little piece of electronics with antenna inside the building and one outside. And so this is kind of like the outside one. So you see it's kind of big. So you can, this has some suction-y cups on it, so you can stick it in the window. That's not optimal. You want to actually put it outside the building, you know, on a pole or somewhere and kind of point it at the cell tower. And what you want to do, like for that, go online, look for where all the cell tower locations are. You can even kind of eyeball it if you kind of know the cell phone tower's over that way. You know, point the antenna that way. But you do need one outside, and then you'll have another antenna. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, here he is. The little one will go inside. And they're usually pretty much all, the little ones look like this. The big ones are different kind of shapes and sizes. Some are all different sizes. This is kind of an example. But the little one looks kind of like this, and sometimes they're flat panel ones. But this, generally, there's something like this. You got to put this, mount this somewhere in the building, kind of in the middle of the building where you want your coverage, and kind of point it. And that'll give you cell phone reception inside. And they come in different ranges, so you can get about, that'll cover like 1,500 square feet, 5,000 square feet. But then you're getting some mucho bucks. Like I said, $350, you probably can get you like a 1,500 square feet. So that's good for a nice size office. But the electronics are pretty simple. This is a Wilson, and Wilson makes a lot of these guys. This is an older version. The newer versions are basically you plug them in and you're done. This one, you can see it's got some, you can adjust all the frequencies here. So 1900 megahertz, 2100, 1700. And you can kind of fine tune the dB on each one of these. So if you got Verizon or you got AT&T, but the $350 one that I'm going to show you kind of at the end is plug and play. You don't have to fiddle with anything. It does Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, pretty much everybody. So it's very simple. But these work great. And you think, well, $350 is a lot of money. But yeah, if you go out, get your new cell phone, go to the store, and you're basically leasing it. You're paying like $30, $25, $30 a month for your brand new iPhone. And over a couple of years, you're paying a lot of money for, you're buying a $2,000 phone. $350 to make your cell phone work where you want it to work. That's not that bad of a deal. But like I said, basically you got the electronics that go inside, antenna goes inside, and then the antenna that goes outside, and you'll need to run. That's kind of the hard part, especially if you're in like your residential place. You have to run some coax. That'll be from this fellow to this fellow. So you're gonna have to have some place where you can hide it, and that's kind of sometimes the hard part. But if you can go inside your, follow the basement or something like that, or go up, above the ceiling or something, it's not that bad. But you do have to have this pretty close by to this antenna. So this one's kind of fixed. It's probably about 15-foot long lead on the little one. So you're gonna have to keep this pretty close by the indoor antenna, and then run the coax. It's basically, it's RG6. Is it RG6? Yeah, RG6. Same cable you use for your internet, cable internet, your cable for your TV, and that's it. It's basically plug and go. Like so, this one you do a little more fiddling with some of these dB, the gains on these things. But most of the modern ones don't do any of that anymore. This is just a little bit older. And the one I do recommend, and you can kind of see here at the end, it's the WeBoost. But there's a whole bunch of different models. You have to kind of pick and choose which one kind of fits your needs. Like I said, they cover different coverages, like 1,500, 2,000 square feet, 5,000 square feet. And then price ranges are all over. There's really nothing super inexpensive unless, like say, you go to China. You can find some $100, $150 cell phone repeaters, but Do you want Verizon or AT&T pounding on your door saying, hey, you're interfering with our network? That's a risk you're going to take. But go on Amazon and search these out. So let's go over here and we'll take a look at kind of what I recommend. So kind of here's what I've been buying. The WeBoost. I really like this model. This is kind of, I think, like a nice sweet spot. Does about 1,500 square feet, $350. Really can't go wrong. Wilson ones are also really good. Bought those in the past. Do some research on Amazon before you buy anything, because this may not be for you, and you do have to run some cables through your house or through your building to put the antenna on side to actually make it work really well. If you just stick it in the window, it's not going to give you really as great as if you properly install it. So there is some install to this. But let's take a look at the back of the box. And you can see it works with all carriers, and that's what you want. And boosts 4G LTE data speeds. Amplifies the signal inside for multiple rooms. Works with all cellular devices, extends your battery, and boosts the signal to multiple cellular devices simultaneously, so multiple people can be using the cell phone repeater at the same time. Here's just kind of like, hey, you got to put the antenna outside. But anyway, you really can't go wrong. I like the WeBoost. Really nice model. Just find this video useful. Take a look at cell phone repeaters. If your cell phone doesn't work in your house or at work, take a look at these guys, because like I said, for a couple $100, $300-500, depends on how much coverage you want. If you want to spend a little bit more, is it worth it to have your cell phone work where you want it to work? I would say yes. $350 is not that big of a deal, especially when you're spending a ton of money on a phone. There is a little bit of install, so you can't just plop and drop, just can't stick it on a shelf and have it work. You do have to put the antenna properly outside or mount it so that it's, even if it's in a window, not optimal, but you do want the big antenna outside. And you got to run some cable, so you got to take that into account. So it's a little more involved than just sticking it in. But once you get it in, I think your life will be a lot better. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I want you guys have a great day.